your go-to guide for everything happening in our community.
I'm Janelle Golia, and I'm joined by
Monica Servania.
Today is all about the programs that keep our nation moving, from the students in our classroom to our lolas and lolas in the barangay.
We aren't just reading headlines today. We invite real people who have felt the impact of this program firsthand. Let's dive right in.
First up, let's talk business. The Department of Trade and Industry is making a massive push for 2026. They're aiming for 13 national trade fairs this year to help our local sellers. To further understanding, let's have our representative from DTI.
So good morning everyone. The Department of Trade and Industry, DTI, is a Philippine government agency responsible for promoting trade, industry, and investment. So the eligible beneficiaries of DTI programs include small business owners, such as sari-sari store operators, food vendors, and handicraft makers, aspiring entrepreneurs who want to start a business. So DTI helps individuals by giving skills, resources, and opportunities to grow their businesses. So in short, DTI empowers Filipinos to transform small ideas into businesses for fostering self-resilience and strengthening the nation's economy.
Thank you, Mass Representative. And we have one of those sellers here. Meet Ali Maria, a local weaver. So Ali Maria, how did DTI change things for you?
Salamat. Before the DTI Negosyo Center helped me, I was just selling baskets in the street. They gave me digital marketing training and brought their products to the National Trade Fair in Manila.
That's a huge jump from the sidewalk to a national fair. Thanks for sharing, Ali Maria. Keep those baskets moving.
Let's create these local businesses leveling up. But to run a business, you need an education. And that's what's bringing us to our next stop. Joining us right now, our trade representative.
The Commission of Higher Education, or CHED, is the government agency in the Philippines responsible for regulating and promoting quality higher education. It oversees public and private colleges and universities to ensure academic standards and provide scholarships and financial assistance to deserving students. CHED mandate is to make higher education accessible, equitable, and relevant to national development while also supporting research and innovation. The eligible beneficiaries of CHED programs are primarily students for low-income families, academically deserving individuals, and those enrolled in recognized higher education institutions. CHED also extends support to faculty members and institutions through grants and development programs. CHED empowers Filipino students by providing access to affordable, quality higher education, helping them achieve their dreams.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Representative. Education is the great equalizer. This year, CHED is prioritizing high achievers from families earning under 500,000 pesos. Jeremy, you are third-year agriculture student on a CHED Merit Scholarship. How's that going?
It's a lifesaver. My parents are farmers and the 40,000 per semester stipend covers everything. It's a lot of pressure to keep my 93% general weight average, but it's worth it.
Keep grinding, Jeremy. The country needs more agricultural experts like you.
From the classroom to the living room, literally, let's talk about where we live. And we have our representative for us to understand more about housing program.
The National Housing Authority, or NHA, is the government agency in the Philippines mandated to provide housing assistance to low-income families
safe, affordable, and sustainable housing. NHA develops resettlement projects, relocation sites, and housing programs that not only provide shelter but also integrate communities with access to schools, health centers, and livelihood opportunities. The eligible beneficiaries of National Housing Authority programs are families who do not have secure housing, particularly informal settlers living in danger zones, as riverbanks or railways. Victims of natural disasters whose homes was destroyed and low-income households who cannot afford decent housing on their own. These groups are prioritized to ensure that vulnerable Filipinos are given safe and permanent homes. In short, the National Housing Authority provides vulnerable families with safe homes and a fresh start, helping them rebuild their lives and ensuring the housing becomes a foundation for long-term security and development.
Thank you, Mr. Representative. The National Housing Authority is currently tackling the 4 PH projects, aiming to meet 23% of the total housing need by the end of this year. Aling Murray, you just moved into a new unit, right?
Opo. For 15 years, we lived by the river. Every typhoon was nightmare. Now, the NHA moved us to concrete unit with water and lights. My kids can finally study without using candles. That's the peace of mind every Filipino family deserves. Happy housewarming, Aling Murray.
Housing is about future, but we must never forget all those who built our past, our senior citizens. Also, a representative from Senior Citizen Pension is joining us right now.
Thank you. The Senior Citizen Pension Program, officially known as the Social Pension Program for Indigent Senior Citizens, is a government initiative that is managed by the Department of Social Welfare and Development. Its purpose is to provide financial assistance to elderly Filipinos who have no regular income, no pension, and limited or no support from family members. This program recognizes the vulnerability of senior citizens and aims to give them dignity and security in their later years. The eligible beneficiaries are senior citizens aged 60 and above who are poor, free or sick leave, and who do not receive any other pension or permanent source of income. Priority is given to those living alone or dependent on relatives who themselves have very limited means. In short, the Senior Citizens Pension Program ensures that vulnerable elderly Filipinos are not forgotten, giving them financial support to live with greater comfort and self-respect in their later years.
Thank you, Mr. Representative, for accepting our meeting. The 2026 budget for senior pensions hit a record to 51.8 billion pesos. That means more beneficiaries in monthly pension that has doubled to 1,000 pesos.
Lola Bert is here with us. Lolo, what does the extra bill mean to you?
Malaking tulong po ako. That 1,000 covers my maintenance, medicine, and extra rice. I waited 2 years on waitlist, but I'm glad that all this first policy finally reached me.
We're so glad you're taking care of Lolo. You've earned it.
Our final stop today is for the workers who keep our street clean and community safe.
Natupad program tulong panghanapbuhay sa ating disadvantaged slaves worker is a community-based emergency employment initiative under the Department of Labor and Employment. It was created to provide short-term work opportunities to individuals who have lost their jobs, are underemployed, or are seasonal workers without stable income. The program usually involves projects such as community cleanup, gardening, repair of public facilities, and other labor-intensive activities that benefit local communities. receive immediate assistance. In short, Tupad offers displaced and disadvantaged workers a lifetime through short-term jobs and income, helping them survive financial hardship while strengthening community resilience.
Once again, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Representative. Under the new 2026 guidelines or DO239B, TUPAD isn't just a 10-day job, it's a stable job. Sarah, you just finished your stand. What's next for you? I used my TUPAD wages to get by after losing money. But the best part was less the school or staying home. I started a small bakery house using the skills I learned while working.
Talk about fresh start. Good luck with the bakery, Sarah. Talk about the fresh start. Good luck with the new bakery, Sarah.
DTI for our shops, CHED for our students, NHA for our homes, pensions for our elders, and TUPAD for our workers. The programs are there, you just have to reach out.
That's all for today's episode. I'm Monica Cervania.
And I'm Janelle Goya. Stay informed, stay empowered, and we'll catch you up in the next one.